When bullets and bombs start flying, hackers start hacking. What does the Iran-Israel conflict mean for the world of cybersecurity? We're talking about that next.
Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by Cybervenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
All right, so for anybody living under a rock, there is a war going on between Iran and Israel, and they're shooting missiles back and forth and blowing stuff up. And now the United States of America has got involved, and we have directly attacked several sites in Iran, and Iran has retaliated by blowing up some stuff in our base in Qatar. What does this mean? Well, in other episodes, we've talked about the difference between cyber attacks and bombs and missile attack, real-world attacks. And there's been kind of this de facto rule that's evolved where nations can, adversaries can do a little tit for tat in the cyber warfare realm and not really worry about it overspilling into real world bombs and bullets. And this is kind of nice in that people don't die, but it also means cyber warfare is rampant because there's a low consequent, low risk option. Now, however, that there is in fact bullets and bombs being thrown about, I could easily see cyber espionage and cyber warfare being taken to the next level. There are certain attacks, targets that were sort of off limits if you wanted to avoid a real world, escalation. You wouldn't want to deprogram a nuclear reactor to have it melt down. I'm pretty sure nobody would willingly do that until they're really ready to start shooting, because that would trigger a shooting war, I think, in my humble opinion. And I think most nations know that there's certain things you wouldn't do. But now that there is a shooting war, some of those things that may have been previously off limits are fair game. So what does that mean for us? Well, where would Iran attack first if they can? Now, here's the problem with cybersecurity in general. It's easier to attack a vulnerability than a target. So I don't like Joe Schmo and I want to hack his computer. That's hard. If I know an SQL injection trick and I just got to scour the internet and find a victim, that's easy. It's easier to find a victim for a known exploit than to find an exploit for a known victim. So typically, hackers do a fishing kind of philosophy rather than hunting, if you follow. In case of nation-state actors, it's going to be different. So it may take a while for Iran to retaliate. Maybe a few days before they do. But I'm very confident that if they can hit us, they're gonna. So put yourself in the shoes of the Ayatollah, whatever. And I'm thinking they are a ally of Russia. They've sent weapons to Russia to aid them in their war against Ukraine. And Russia and Iran are both oil-producing nations. They get a lot of their revenue for their state from oil. Russia has really beaten up their economy during this war, and they're suffering mostly in their oil infrastructure, not just from the physical attacks from Ukraine's defending itself, but also from sanctions. Only certain countries are willing to buy oil from Russia, and they're lowballing the heck out of them. If somehow there could be a manufactured oil crisis, which now Iran has an excuse to create, they could do things like shut down the Strait of Hormuz, I think is the name of it, and that a lot of oil tankers come through there. Or if they use cyber espionage somehow, cyber warfare to take oil pumps offline in any nation, not just the United States, oil prices will go up. And here's why that's so important for Iran. If oil prices go up, not only can they make more money, because I think they produce a little bit of oil, but Russia will definitely make more money. That would really, really benefit Russia economically. And if Russia benefits from an action economically, then they might have enough resources to help Iran. Because right now, they don't. They have been fighting for 3 years. Their army and resources are nearly exhausted. They're in rough shape. Ukraine is really giving them help. And that puts them politically in a position where they can't help Iran, even though they're close allies and they want to. So if Iran can help out Russia to make more oil money, then Russia will be able to have the resources to help out Iran militarily. This is why these things are connected. So I would, if I was trying to get in the mind of Iran's leadership, I would think that, hey, if I'm an Iranian leader, I want to take out oil anywhere in the world. particularly, of course, the United States, who is a big oil producer, and they shot at us. So if we hacked their, oil companies and even did something innocuous like deleted all the regulation documents, all the compliancy documents they have for the EPA, and that would shut down some wells for a while because they have to rebuild that documentation from scratch, and they missed some filing deadline, then they can't keep a well open or whatever. Or maybe if they were to hack the navigation of some oil tankers, send them the wrong place or make them crash, or if they were to shut down the pumps by trashing the computer system that runs them, or there's a lot of ways that IT infrastructure runs the modern world, and you can shut down our energy sector all in cyberspace. I could see them trying to do that. So if you have an oil producing company, you better really double down on your efforts to secure your company. What about mom and pop shops, the regular Joe and Jane average out there? For us, they would also want to go after the financial industry. War is all funded by money. You want to win a war? Have money. You want to beat your enemy? Take out their wallet. Wipe out their bank accounts. So I would keep some cash on hand, more than you might normally have in your house. I would take a screenshot of all your bank accounts online. Double down on all the stuff you should be doing. Password changes, two-factor authentication. Upgrade your two-factor authentication. Don't use a text message or a phone call as your two-factor anymore, because those can be breached a lot easier than Google Authenticator or Microsoft Authenticator or one of those other one-time password setups. And you've used those for everything, that's going to improve your posture. Separate your passwords, so don't have the same password everywhere. But we've given advice to people in general, but really step up your game right now, because anything that Iran can do to target America is going to target the political leadership. And that's important too. I think modern world leaders are coming to understand that fighting America is a losing battle, but fighting a political party is a battle they can win. If they can make the leadership look bad come election time, they can get favorable leadership in and influence us. So it's more about controlling America's behavior than beating us militarily, because nobody can beat us militarily. Not right now, not without lots of nukes. Well, no, that nukes fly. That's not winning. That's a just mutually assured destruction. That's not winning. So yeah, nobody can beat America militarily, but they could definitely beat our leadership and affect who gets into it. And we've seen that happen before. So I could see Iran spending money and or trying to hack voting machines, spending money on elections. It's 2 years away from the midterm elections where we get different Congress people, and we already have a divisive president, we'll say. A lot of people are ready to hate the guy and vote against him, and they can capitalize that and maximize and get somebody else in. So at least Congress will be then fighting and restricting the presidency if Congress flips to the other party. So that's something they could use cyber warfare to help do. They could use, in the world of AI, they could be using propaganda. AI is the ultimate propaganda machine. So it's not necessarily just cyber. It gets political. And so you have to watch, what are you seeing online? Is it real? Is it BS? Kind of hard to say. AI is getting pretty good. Some of those videos are really, you have to really look hard to see the screw-ups. And so that's something to watch out for as well. Can you really trust the video you're seeing anymore? But that's that topic for a whole other topic for a different video. But Iran, I think, is gonna move on us in some cyber way. They'd be fools not to. They certainly have the presidency. The precedent, that the justification for that. I mean, we're in a shooting war. It's not troops on the ground just yet, but I mean, we're blowing up their stuff. They're blowing up our stuff. Yeah, you better believe cyber warfare is coming. Probably already in progress right now, and you don't know it. So, municipalities, I think, cities, little small cities and towns and villages, I think those are big targets. Iran is, being a smaller country, less money, they're not going to be able to attack us quite the way we could attack another country. Or, we've seen even in the middle of the Ukraine-Russia war, cyber warfare continues to rage on. Just because they're shooting at each other, full-scale World War II style annihilation, doesn't mean they stop hacking each other, so that's still continuing on. And they always go for each other's weak spots. I think where America's the weakest right now is our municipalities. They don't have the budgets, and they don't have the culture of trying to secure themselves as well as, say, the federal government. I think the federal government is probably about as hardened as we're going to expect it to get. Businesses, of course, need to protect themselves, but they're not quite. Yeah, if I was a political leader and I wanted to send a message, I would, and I could go after their smaller government agencies in mass. I would do that before going after their major industry players, because a lot of the multinational companies are, well, they're multinational, not really going to affect them. You want to go after America, go after American government entities. So I would say those entities should really step up their game right now. I've worked in a number of municipalities, and they do their best. God bless them, but the funding isn't there, and I think that's probably one of our greater weak spots right now. So that's kind of my initial thoughts to all this. I wouldn't panic and run for the bunkers just yet, but I would definitely think review how you practice your cybersecurity and double your efforts. That's all we got for now. We'll keep you all posted when we find out more information. Stay safe out there, folks.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cybervenger.com.